Hello and welcome. We're looking for $1.5 to $2 million homes in the Pennsylvania Keystone State. Here we go. So, um, this it did have a lot. So you have your Philadelphia, you have your Pittsburgh, and in between you have a whole lot of agrarian land. And this is one example of that. This is located northwest of Philadelphia, but we'll just call it a suburb of Emmaus, Pennsylvania. Emmaus, call out. Um, this is just an example of just the big farmhouses. I didn't pick a lot of these because there's a lot that if you're into horses, you could have a big horse barn and all kinds of stuff. But I just generally stay away from the horse barns. You do a whole separate video segment on that. So this is a restored property from 1844. So that was kind of cool in Philadelphia. You did see older homes. They did a good job with the restoration, but the ceilings, as you can tell, are a little lower than modern homes, and but they kept it authentic. But I like that this had the 30 acres and all the extra barns and for storage and for gathering and for projects and such like that. Moving on, so a very big change of pace. So this one is in Pittsburgh, actually, and it is right by. There's a trail, if you can see on here, that's real close by, and it is just overlooking the rivers. So and not too far at all from downtown and the sporting venues and everything. And I just liked in this one, in addition to the location, they remodeled it because I think this one was pretty old too. Oh, 1890. So yeah, it's in the 90s. They did a really nice job of updating it, and you had the views and the openness of a more modern setup, but yet it's still in a historic house. Oh, I like this a lot. That's nice. And then you can walk out and dine outside too. So they did a great job on this remodel, and the views are pretty cool. Uh, so you wouldn't. It really feels like more of a modern house, but it has nice views of the skyline. Moving on. So this one's big house, 10,000 square feet on. It says 2 hours from NYC and less than 90 minutes from Philly. So that would be, yeah. So that's kind of, you're out in the country for sure, and you can go to the Great Kutztown Fair, and Allentown. Of course, Emmaus is not too far, so it's all right. But this house, it's some more. You have the privacy, but I just liked how the interiors, there's a lot of texture in the house. It just wasn't plain walls. Um, some of the coloring of this kind of reminded me. This is kind of more of a modern home. Uh, this is a great sitting room, with the fireplace and everything. But they added little elements to most rooms and did a good job. Even adding the texture to the fireplace in the bedroom was nice and everything. It had the stone added a kind of a nature connection to everything, and I like the way they used the wood. That's a little okay. I guess they like hammocks, or as my daughter calls them, hammocks. Um, so it's just I like the design of this, and it has a ping pong table, so that gets you in your fancy house viewing. And this nice downstairs viewing area was pretty cool. And they must be, and it's even got its own urinal. So see, that's just it. These expensive houses, they need more little touches that are fancy and different. So I like that one a lot. This next one is located, I think, in a western, more closer to Harrodsburg, but not too far from Philly too, and out in the country. But I really liked the layout of it. It had a peaceful, kind of, you have your space and layout for various things, But the big draw, I really like this glass atrium because you could view it from several angles and everything. And it was just such a wonderful sunroom, and that was kind of the big draw to it. It's a little too ornate for my taste, a little bit kind of over the top, but I do appreciate them trying to design something different. I like this part of it, so they kind of shifted around on some of their designs around the house to go from one to another. But again, this atrium is so cool. It just reminds me of a museum atrium or something. But it had fancy pantry. But it was real cool. Like I said, not exactly my style. But it just was a neat property. Moving on. So this one is in. So we gave you Pittsburgh living. So this one is in downtown Philly. So just really close to everything downtown. You can walk to the art museum. It'd be a bit of a huff, but you could do it. But it's a little bit cramped on the inside. They try to use the space pretty well. But I think this one seems more narrow than the other. The other one was a whole house. This is kind of like a condo. But the big draw for this one, in addition to the location and everything being modern, is the Rooftop Terrace. So you got your views of the skyline, you got a little hot tub, you got your grill right here, you got your table, you got whatever that is. And it was just, you got your TV up here, so you're cooking, hanging out, in the hot tub, watching the TV, in the skyline. It's pretty happening. It's pretty happening. I like what they did in a little private area over here if you need privacy. So that was kind of a draw to, the night view is pretty cool. So that was your downtown living in Philly. Moving on. So this house begins. 1, 2, 3. Was this the beginning? Yes. So the top 5 houses were all kind of a bonus round. There was a bunch of houses in Pennsylvania that had both the outdoor pool and the tennis court. This seems like kind of a big deal. So this was next to a nature reserve, so that was kind of cool. You go down there and experience nature. It's a Philly suburb, and also it just was a big kind of sprawling property. I think the big draw is, you have the tennis court, but you also had a pool with its hot tub, which is a big, and a pool house separately. You look at the house and it looks a little dated. I think this was made in 55. So even though it was 55, they updated it and kind of whitewashed it a little bit. They kept kind of the original charm of it. It's not terribly fancy like some of the other ones. A little bit compartmentalized. But I did enjoy all the outdoor entertainment areas and the cool pool house. So moving on. Bonus round 2. It's got to have a pool and a tennis court. So this is, I was surprised it was, quote, only 6,000 square feet, because it looks much, much bigger than that. But this house had a lot of Philly suburbs in that area, and I think it was made in 1903. So just overall in Philadelphia, there's a lot of ages of the houses that really varied, and they did a good job of updating. And another thing I liked about Philadelphia is the rock exterior. I saw that quite a bit, and it was pretty cool. So this had your big drive-up fountain, separate garage, but it was kind of this weird setup of the pool was all the way over here, and the tennis court was all the way over there. So they're not quite as close as what would be nice, but it did kind of have it was gated, and I like the hardwood floors on this, and that they kept some color in it, and I like the color of the wood throughout the house. It's nice. The kitchen is a little small by today's standards. That oven even looks kind of like a mini skinny, but it still have the old stove. but it had this just a big house, a lot going on with it. I wonder if the massage chair comes with the house. Bonus. And it had the beamed area for a little television entertainment. But this big sprawling house with lots of entertainment, fun. Okay, moving on. Yet another. So, and this one is just north of Allentown, Allentown's just north of Emmaus. This one just kind of has the added on effect. It just looks like they kept saying, oh, we need this and that. And it's from 95, so it's almost like they weren't quite sure what they wanted. Maybe they did. But the interior, another gated community with your fountain, or not your fountains, but your statue. Some of this interior is not my faves. But this one did have an indoor pool, so that's kind of one of the draws of it. It did not have the outdoor pool, but had the indoor pool. But this is kind of weird because it's almost like it's in a hallway. So this was kind of the funkiest indoor pool I've seen. It's got the skylights, and it just seems like it's a hallway to other places, and they just stuck a pool in. So it was just an interesting take to it. It would be fun for entertaining and everything. And you got your spiral staircase, you got your elevator. This entertainment room, which is so funny, of all these chairs and the little TV, a little bitty TV. Just kind of funny. And pretty good wine cellar. That'd be a good weekend's worth. So. Kid gets to pick the color. Yeah, so this is like walking from around the top of the pool. It's just like, I don't know. It was just kind of a funky deal. Moving on. So this one, again, I love the rock exterior on the house, and it was located just north of Philly. And so it just had. They kind of just did. They added color at some point and made it neutral, so I kind of like that. The kitchen again is small by today's standards, which is probably fine back in the day. I did like this sitting area with the wood beams and the wood ceiling and everything. It was warm, and I'm not sure that looks like faux books. This looks like book wallpaper, which is kind of weird. Like, why would you pose to be a reader? I wonder if there's just a company that goes around removing wallpaper. Like, that is all we do, is remove wallpaper from old houses. And it just, this house, I think I like the wood on it, and then it has a pool a little bit closer, and then this had a very new tennis court. So they just put some TLC into this tennis court. Some of the other ones look like they've been there a long time and not been used, and this one looks like it's actually been used. So I thought that was pretty cool. And the number one house, bum, bum, bum. This is a western suburb of Philadelphia, born and raised. So this was just kind of different. It kind of had a zen-like approach to it. Everything, and it had a kind of a smaller pool, but a newer tennis court, and a lot of decks to kind of hang out, and that was pretty cool. And the interior was just different and very zen-like. And this one was made in '56, so okay. Oh, but the cool part about this is, in addition, you have your indoor pool in addition to your outdoor pool. So that's always I always give bonuses to indoor pools, but if you have both, then that's like a double bonus. So you have year-round fun, a little bar over here. So I think just your getaway from it all. 2 getaways. I kind of like the kitchen. I mean, it's got, this wood is not popular at all in this day and age, but I like the warmth of it. And I know a lot of people wouldn't, and that's okay. But I like the warmth. I'd probably replace it with stainless steel appliances, but black was fine too. And it just had some funky interior house. So I don't know. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. If you like the house better or worse, or it was interesting. Interesting overall. Pennsylvania had a lot of choices that kind of centered around. I chose a lot from Philly. Pittsburgh didn't have as much as I thought they would, so I don't know if it's just the houses were more expensive or they're more value based and they were less than 1.5. They didn't have as many choices as Philly did for my range. So anyway, take care and have a good day or night.